using electrolysis. I kind of felt more confident doing that from working in a welding shop.
What is electrolysis?
So basically, you take a vat, whether it's a big bucket or a 55-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
And you electrolyte it, I guess you would call it. You add like baking soda or something like that, some sort of electrolyte substance.
Yeah.
And you use a battery charger. It sounds like making meth, dude. My neighbors have no idea what's going on. Like they'll drive by like, what the fuck is this guy doing in here? And
just electrolysis.
Yeah.
Welcome back to BrewedAt Podcast. I'm your host, Richie Tevlin, joined as always by Evan Blum.
Hello.
And today we welcome on Kyle Seip, a.k.a. Cast Iron Kyle.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so if you don't know who you are, are you like the leading cast iron expert in the world at this point?
No. I was just, you know what I am? I think I'm a guy that got lucky. I believe in, being positive and helping people and, authenticity. And that's what I think kind of helped me out. I'm not here to sell any gimmicky shit or anything like that. I want you guys to use your grandparents' skillets and drink good beer, eat good hot sauce for your family.
Yeah, you were saying before, I mean, like you run like what, the 3 hot sauce festivals in the Northeast?
Well, yeah, me and my partner, we do, we've done Philly, Boston, a festival called Saucetoberfest, which takes place in the fall. Looking to expand. I want to do something in Tennessee. I love Tennessee. I don't know if you guys have ever been there, but
I don't know much about hot sauce. Are there like regions for hot sauces or?
It's I don't know how many billion-dollar business it is. It's like 8 or 9 billion. They'll let us know if we say the wrong number right away. But it's just such a huge industry, and it's majority of it is small business. Like you have your Tabascos and your big stuff.
Yeah.
But there's so many small mom and pop shops going for it, and that's what I liked about it. That's what intrigued me to it, and everything was different. Every sauce was different. And I just thought it was so cool. It was like craft beer. It hit the same notes as craft beer.
Yeah.
Like, you can have a million IPAs in front of you, but if you have the palate for it and you have the understanding of, how wide the ingredient list is and could be in beer, everyone's different and they all have their own story, which is exactly what you guys are doing.
Are most of the people like growing their own peppers?
No, actually, they do get them from one of the farms that we're going to be doing Saucetoberfest at. They specialize in growing rare hot peppers, which I've tried to grow. And it's tough. It's not an easy thing. Like, it's not like just throwing tomato seeds out in the yard. Like, these are specials. Like, they grow in all regions of the world. Like, you can get peppers from Africa. And there's a guy that isolated a whole type of super hot in Italy. Like, it's such a cool business. Like, when you get it real deep into it, it's fun. It's the same notes as craft beer. Healthier, too.
It's like, it's like instead of hops, you have like these super hot peppers.
Same thing. You can make it 2 different. You could take a mom and pop hop and make a new type of hop or something like that. Same type of thing with peppers, isolating them and breeding them and stuff like that. It's just fun. I love it.
That's cool.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's just like it feels so similar.
Yeah.
Industries, just like the way they present themselves.
Great for ADHD. Just there's a new thing every if you're trying to develop a hot sauce or like develop a new type of beer, it's tough. You're up against a million other creators.
Yep.
So when something comes out and something stands out, it really stands out. It's like, okay, this is like nothing we've ever done before. So people want.
Do you guys have your own brand?
I partner with White House Station Sauce Co., and I found them through going to street fairs and festivals, and their branding was so simple and pure. The ingredient list was so simple and pure. I just tried everything they had at this street festival, and I was just like, I need to know more about it.
Yeah.
Good dad and son business, 2 guys working full time, just chasing a dream, and something about that made me just like want to be part of it.
Yeah.
So he was involved in doing some festivals, and it was right when the social media thing started ticking up for me. So he's like, let's partner up and see what we can do. And we, built the festivals to what they are now.
So how long have you been in the hot sauce game?
I'd say about 5 years, 4 or 5 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about hot sauce, but is it like craft beer where there's like just a lot of small people and some people kind of like break out to become like national players, or is it more of like a home brewing type of thing?
No, you have to, you got to go through the same loops. I'm sure it's not as strenuous as the ABC with alcohol and stuff, but like you still have to do your food and drug stuff, and you have to go through your food safe certified. Like you can't just make hot sauce in your kitchen in a blender and show up to the festival and sell it. You can't do that.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of regulations and stuff like that. So it does take, a little bit of research to get into it, but it also makes it, Makes it better if you're going to go try it too, because it's got to be regulated. You're not like, all right, I hope I don't get sick. I don't have any sick days left. You know what I mean? So it's fun.
That's cool. But I guess the main thing, I mean, cast iron Kyle. I guess you've been doing cast iron for a while.
Long time, yeah, like a decade, yeah.
Can you talk about how did you become a fan of cast iron? How did you get into this hobby?
So I like to cook.
Yeah.
When I was like 18, I don't know how old I am now, 30-something, 37, 38, whatever. When I was like 18 years old, my grandpa got like Alzheimer's and dementia and Parkinson's all within a year, and he just went so downhill. And I'd never lived more than a half hour from any of my grandparents, so we were just very close. And I didn't want him to be taken care of by a stranger. He didn't want to go into a nursing home. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I quit my job. I quit school, dropped everything, left my friends. I was 18 years old. I should have been partying. I should have been living, But I went and lived with him. I took care of him around the clock, 24/7, and I learned to cook. And he was from Eastern Tennessee. So I knew if I had to cook, it had to be good food, because you don't eat shitty food in Tennessee. There's no bad place to eat down there. So I learned to cook, and I learned that cast iron was the best way to cook. It's also the best for you. And I didn't want him to eat anything bad or have any. I wanted to do the best job I could for him, and cast iron was the vessel for that. And then, I just, went on with my life. I lived with him for about 5 years. And then after that, I went back into the work world and, doing night courses and stuff like that. But I always kept this want to cook, like this love of cooking things. And my grandmother on my dad's side was an antiques dealer. She would buy and sell, take me to auctions. I'd have to sit on my hands if I accidentally bid on some fucking art or something, And she passed in 2020, so I kind of keep the memory of both of them alive, because in the cast iron business, in the older models, like from 100 years ago, some of them are, 4-figure skillets. I don't believe in having any of those, because if I have a frying pan that I can get 4 figures for, motherfucker's going out. You know what I mean? That's not hanging on the wall. That's going to pay a mortgage payment, But I learned about it, and I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, one skillet this size is, $150, but the next size up is more rare, and it's $1,000. People were superstitious back in the day, and they also didn't buy in excess. They bought what they needed, so they didn't buy the smaller sizes, because everybody had big families back in the day. So the smaller skillets are worth more than the bigger skillets. The size 13 skillet, because people are so superstitious, there's very little of those. You can buy a 14 for $500, a 12 for $200, but if you got a 13, it's like $4,000.
Is there like a holographic Charizard? Of skillets. Like, is there one that's like the Holy Grail? Yeah, there's a couple. Commonly, when people get into cast iron and start learning like the depths of the rarity and stuff, there was a skillet that was made that had a spider on the bottom. Okay. It's like $9,000 or $10,000 if you find that. But is it any better, or are they any better or worse? No, or is it just more rare?
Just like Charizard's Charizard. Shiny one's the old one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was always fun to learn what to look for. And I have this thing where if I get into something, I got to get every one of them. That's why Pokemon was chaos for me, because I was like, I do have to get them all. I know that's the slogan, but this isn't cool to me unless I have every one of them.
Yeah.
So when I'm getting this, when I getting these skillets, the number 2 is the rarest, and the number 13 is the rarest. So if you wanted to get a skillet size from 2 all the way to 14, you got to get those, holographic Charizard in between, where there's no point to it.
Yeah.
So then I got smart and said, there's no need for me to have a fucking $5,000 skillet that I can only cook a quail egg in. So, let's be realistic about this and learn what the most common size is. And the most common size for a family of 4 or 5 is like a 10.5-inch skillet. And those were awesome. Like, I could find them like crazy, and working on them and restoring them, like different methods of restoration, like electrolysis and lye baths and stuff. It was a hobby that kind of grew into a hobby that paid for itself. I never wanted to be the guy that had, the $100,000 race car that made $500 at the racetrack if it didn't rain. You know what I mean? Only half of the year you could run the race. Nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to have a hobby that could pay for itself. So I wanted to have good cast iron, and I knew how to find it, sell it, buy what I need, and build my own little collection. People think I must have like rooms full of cast iron. I maybe have 15 of my own, and no super.
And you are a welder, right?
Yeah. I work in a welding shop. I started off welding, went to welding school, but now I'm a machinist at the same shop.
Okay.
It's a great small business I work for. I love it.
Does that help you kind of looking at the metal and kind of analyzing it?
Handling it and how the properties of metal work absolutely has helped me with the day job. Using electrolysis, I kind of felt more confident doing that from working in a welding shop.
What is electrolysis?
So basically, you take a a vat, whether it's a big bucket or a 55-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
And you electrolyte it, I guess you would call it. You add like baking soda or something like that, some sort of electrolyte substance.
Yeah.
And you use a battery charger. It sounds like making meth, dude. My neighbors have no idea what's going on. Like they'll drive by like, what the fuck is this guy doing in here? And
Just electrolysis.
yeah, you clip the red, the red on you have a sacrificial anode. So you'll put a piece of metal in there that you don't care about. And then you have the piece that you do care about. And you hook the prongs on either one. And it draws everything but pure metal off of that skillet. So all your carbon buildup, all your rust, all your oxidization, anything that's stuck on there. You can get a skillet that's 100, 150 years old that somebody threw in their yard, when Kennedy was still in office, and you could put it in that lye tank or electrolysis tank, and it's brand new. And I loved that. That was like opening, like it was go back to Pokemon, I guess, because it's like opening a pack. You have no idea what the hell you're going to get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was fun. It was fun learning that business. And back in the day, I would say about 10, 12 years ago when I first started doing it, nobody was doing it. That was like, I felt like such a nerd. Like I didn't even tell people I did it.
How do you find this out? YouTube, or are there books about it?
Just trial and error, just playing around with something. I've always been the yard sale flea market guy.
Yeah.
I love waking up early on a Saturday morning, going to a yard sale, going in somebody's attic or basement that, owned their house since the 40s, and you get cool alcohol, like, bonded alcohol from the 60s and shit and stuff, weird stuff in the attic, vintage shirts, like dumb fucking shirts like this and shit. But when I focused in on cast iron, I realized that there was so many people that had them in their house that didn't know how to use them. So I was able to scoop them up and work on them and figure out how to turn that into like a teaching method of helping people use their family heirlooms. I actually get more pleasure out of helping somebody use their great-grandmother's skillet than selling them something. I'm not really in it for the money. I have a great day job. The hot sauce stuff is great for me. The social media stuff is great for me. But the cast iron is a great way for me to keep my family in my mind that are no longer here. Yeah. I want to do that for everybody else. I want a cast iron skillet in everybody's kitchen. That's the goal.
I have a cast iron, but I just randomly bought it off Amazon.
It's cool.
And I use it. Are there basics as far as like, what you should be looking out for, how you clean it? I mean, I just make sure I don't use soap on it.
You can. I mean, soap's not a bad thing. It's like pork roll and Taylor ham in Jersey. It's like these people getting these massive arguments.
Really?
Yeah, soap's fine. It just isn't necessary. It's a waste. I don't like people to do that because I grew up on a farm, tree farm.
Yeah.
Water conservation was like pinnacle. Like you had to irrigate, 30 acres of trees with a little pond and a well.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wash the fucking tractor when it's summertime. You know what I mean? So water conservation has just been drilled into my head.
Yeah.
And if you use soap, you use on an average of 5 to 7 gallons of water that you don't really need to use. Okay. So I steel wool it, rinse it out, heat it up on the stove. You're good. Good to go.
Cool.
Heat kills more germs than soap ever will. That's my theory.
Yeah, definitely.
Being a Boy Scouts and camping my whole life, I learned if you want water to be sanitary, you don't put soap in it. You fucking boil it, right? And that works for everything else.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So I've used the cast iron maybe one time, and then it caught on fire.
It caught on fire.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Were you making lava?
No, just a steak.
Really?
Yeah, I guess when I went to wash it, I think something happened. Can you help me to figure out what the fuck I did?
I mean, I got to be honest, man. Catching on fire is not a diagnosis I was ready for, but a lot of time you need. If you're going to do a steak, right, here's how you do a steak. The biggest issue with a steak is you put a cold steak in a hot pan. Okay. You get steam, smoke, and if you season a steak, you're burning everything on the outside. It's like you take your steak out about an hour to a half hour before you cook it. Let it get to room temperature, right? Fire your steak up. I'm not a seed oil guy. I've noticed the difference since I've eliminated seed oils in my diet. I've noticed inflammation and pain and stuff go away. So I use either lard, tallow, ghee, or avocado oil. You want an oil with a really high smoke point so you don't smoke out the house. And put a little of the oil in there, get that pan, medium to medium high heat. Get your steak. Don't season the steak. You put salt. Salt won't burn. So you put salt on it if you want. And give yourself a nice sear, 5 minutes either side, medium rare, whatever you want, and then pepper after. That's the biggest thing I tell people. Don't put pepper on it because it'll burn.
Makes sense. I've just never thought about that.
Dude, next time you make a steak, get it, cut it in half and try it. Try what I'm telling you.
I'll do it tonight.
Yeah, do it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it'll be edible either way. You just have to, see if you could see it through all the smoke. You fuck it up, But I like teaching people how to do that because there's not very many people that have the finances to go out and eat a steak dinner every week. You know what I mean? It's tough. You know, it's really hard. But if you figure it out, and it's a skill, it's a muscle. You have to work at it. You have to practice. But all of a sudden, it'll kick in for you, and you'll be like, holy fuck, I can spend that $30 on a ribeye at the grocery store and be confident to cook that, because it'd be $100 at the restaurant. So now. You know, who wouldn't want to cook that for somebody? That's how I show love. The big thing is love languages, and, you know, what star you were born under and what time and all that stuff. My love language is, here, eat this. You know, I figured this shit out. It took so much time. You had a bad day. Here, eat this. You know, I am convinced that's the only reason I'm getting married and engaged now, is because I could cook some really good fucking food. At least I think so.
She's like, I can't leave now. I'm eating too good.
Yeah. Your food budget would go way up.
So you started off doing the cast iron stuff. When did you start doing social media? I mean, you have a huge social media following.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm very lucky. I don't take that for granted, and I try to use it for good, the social media thing. But it really took off during the pandemic, because I don't know how it was in Philly, but I know I lived in little city called Bordentown City, right over the river in Jersey.
Yeah,
right next to Trenton. It was impossible to go out to eat because nobody could eat. They had tents outside, but it wasn't considered inside. But we were outside, inside, mask on. I hated it. I hated it. It was difficult. Everybody had different rules. I'm like, fuck it, we're going home. And I started making cooking videos for people, because DoorDash and Grubhub took fucking 3 hours, 4 hours. You couldn't get DoorDash. You'd have to order it at 11 o'clock to have it for dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, this just isn't great. Every conversation we had with people was a food issue, getting groceries and going out to eat. And you know, because we all had birthdays and things we wanted to celebrate, and you celebrate it with food. So I was like, here's how you cook a steak. Here's how you bake bread at your house. And during the pandemic, the flea markets and yard sales and stuff, they didn't close, because that's just people being people, just doing their thing. And I didn't have much to do, so I just started stacking skillets up. And I had no social media no social media following at that time. And there was a couple chefs I liked on YouTube. I was really big into watching YouTube videos and learning to cook myself. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. I had a couple too many of these guys one night, and I was like, I'm just going to take a picture of the stack of cast iron I have and message it to these chefs. And I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to blanket it. Like, I'm not going to, you know, firebomb it off to everybody. So I'm going to pick a couple guys that I really like. And I fired a message off to a chef. His name was Brad Leone. He was with Bon Appetit for a while. He had a great YouTube series called It's Alive. He was big into fermentation, making pickles and hot sauce, which I was already into. And I was like, hey, man, I'm a big fan. I have all these cast iron skillets. I see that you cook in vintage cast iron. If you ever need anything, let me know. I'd love to restore one of your skillets, or like sell you one of mine that I've restored. And I had a stack of like 20 skillets. He's like, I'll take them all.
Wow.
I was like, whoa, what the fuck? All of them? Because they were old, rare ones, like ones that I knew had value. And
so I kind of know who Brad is. Is he just a chef?
Yeah, well, no,
influencer. Like, what does he do?
So he was working with Bon Appetit, and then I guess he was their kitchen manager for a while, and then he left and started his own YouTube channel full time.
Yeah, he makes great content.
Oh, his content is... What's cool about it is you feel like you know the guy, because he's just got such authentic energy.
I mean, he's kind of like you. I saw your guys' episode.
That's how I discovered him. Someone told me that I remind them of him, and I'm like, who the fuck is this guy then? I'm putting it on the TV. I'm like, oh, sick, that's cool, I'll take it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, fine. So yeah, he branched off from Bon Appetit. I guess he left them or whatever. And he started his own YouTube channel. Because of having the YouTube following, he had all kinds of sponsors and people that wanted to work with him. And he's so good at what he does, it was very easy for him to transition into YouTube.
Yeah.
And after he gave me the address to his house to go bring the skillets to him. It was during the pandemic. Our first picture together has like our masks on. I'm like, fuck. But it was cool. It was awesome meeting him. And then he told me, I'm going to be starting this YouTube channel. Like, maybe I could come over and follow you around for a weekend, do some picking and stuff with you. For this series he has, it's called Local Legends, which I didn't really feel like I qualified for it, but he was so gung-ho about coming over, and we went picking at flea markets, and I took him to my buddy's, he's, 75-year-old guy, owns a big barn sale stuff, and took him to the dirt track, took him dirt racing, got some Trenton pizza, just had a really good time and kicked it off. And through him, I really owe a lot of my growth to him believing in me. It wasn't me saying, yo man, share this. You never want to be the guy that asks for free stuff or the hook me up guy. You never want to be that guy. So I thought, you know what? If I can authentically get him some skillets, he'll see that I'm trying my best and I'm really, really passionate about this. And that bled through to him, and it created this amazing, platform where I'm at now. I owe a lot to him.
Were you doing any stuff before that, or like you were just kind of like pushing your friends and family, and then
like, hey guys, I made bread, check it out. Boom, open the lid, and like, fuck, I'm so stupid.
But you're good at content creating. Like, you have good content.
Thank you.
Was it that good before? Like, have you
No.
always been making videos though?
Yeah, because I like to make people laugh. I feel like people aren't laughing as much anymore. Like people looking down, looking at their phones. People look blue all the time. There are more people who are in therapy than ever before. Not that that's a bad thing, but I wanted to make people understand that this is an easy thing that you can do that can really bring you joy.
Yeah,
really enjoy the joy I get making my fiance a really good steak dinner is like I never experienced anything like that. Yeah, like that's the Charizard pull. That's like, oh fuck, this is like, what is that feeling? You know what I mean? Yeah. And the social media just went from there. I think that trying to be authentic and not being something that I knew if I was unauthentic, I could probably grow more. I could get followers from all over the place. But I said if I, hone in on who I am.
So like short term, you can probably get like more followers, but like people see that like the authenticity.
It'd be very easy to 250,000 followers would be nothing, but I'd have to become something I don't.
But I think you would stop at 250,000. Like I think that like what you have is like long term.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real brand.
Yeah. Yeah. I would. I mean that I could get that following, but I would have to become something I don't want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would have to sell products I don't believe in, and I'd have to be very unauthentic, and I'm not about that.
So you started this in the pandemic, kind of like pushing the Instagram, but the Full Slice podcast with you and your brother. You've been doing that for a while, right?
Yeah, about 10 years now. Yeah, my brother and I have been doing that. It's really fun. My brother and I are cut from two different cloths, and I feel like if we didn't have the podcast, we wouldn't have too much in common. We play music together. He plays good piano. I play guitar. We jam and stuff like that. But the podcast really brought us together and kept us close. And I'm very grateful for that. If anything, that's what's the best about it. I like it. It's fun. We wanted to give people a break. There's so much political shit shoved down people's throats. There's so much politics and religion and so opinionated, heavy stuff out there. Kind of wanted a break from that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I wanted to give people a comedic outlet where you could learn something and catch up on odd news and stuff. And it just blossomed.
And you and your brother talking. And I know, what's his name? Phil?
Phil Bosco, yeah.
Phil Bosco.
We added Phil. Phil's a great guy. Talk about somebody that knows about beer. There's your episode.
I did so I used to work at Victory, and he came and we did like a little thing. We did like a beer dinner.
Yes.
And he came and he recorded stuff with us and like,
he's so good. Fun. He's talk about, you want to talk authentic. That guy should have the following I have because he is very good at pairing beer with food.
He'll be on here eventually, but
he's great.
It was fun to like bring him on because like I didn't know that you guys knew each other, and then all of a sudden he just started like being on your podcast. It was like, oh, okay.
That's the cool part about social media because Phil just came through my algorithm. I was in my basement. I was drinking other half. I remember the beer.
Did you use food pairings or the miniature stuff?
Came right through the miniature.
Yeah,
the miniature
stuff is so cool.
I think it was Westkill Brewing. He did one for, which is a brewery in upstate New York, and it just. I'm like, what the fuck? That's so cool. I didn't see anything like that. It looked almost like stop animation, like a Wallace and Gromit type thing. And I'm like, man, how talented is this guy? I'm like, oh shit, he's writing PA. So what I did with Brad, I was like, hey man, if you ever want to collaborate, like cook something together and pair it with beer, I would love to collaborate with you. Yeah. And the next guy after him was my buddy Chris on the algorithm. I said the same thing, just to those two guys. And they turned into like my best friends ever. Like I couldn't even design better people to be in my life. It's great. That's the power of social media is great if you harbor it right.
Definitely. Yeah, honestly, it really is incredible. Just like all the relationships that we've been able to build.
Yeah, you guys are crushing it, man. I'm watching your episodes. Yeah, the guy from Yards on. I'm like, God damn, that's great.
I've met more people, and it's not just the people that we have on. It's like then. When we have people on, either other people reach out to us, or they're like, "Hey, I think I need to connect you to somebody." Like the guest says that, and then they connect us to somebody else. Yeah. So my network has grown like tenfold since we started doing this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a cool niche to interview the owners and people that are behind the scenes in a brewery like that.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. Like I learned a lot. I listened to a couple episodes. I'm like, damn, that's cool. Like I was surprised at how many people bounce around from brewery to brewery. Like
It's really connected. And it's not even the people that are the brewery owners. It's like, especially
the head brewers, I guess.
even the same way that breweries are connected, also the bar owners are connected. All the bar owners at some point all worked for each other back to the point where like, you can't even follow it, back in the like 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
And it's like now you can see like everybody kind of worked underneath of each other.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that even in Jersey. I mean, in Philly, it's a condensed thing. There's a lot of bars and breweries and stuff, but where I'm at, it's a little bit spaced out. And this guy used to work at this brewery. Now he works here, and this brewer works there. And it's just, I mean, that could be a good thing, could be a bad thing, but I think networking as a whole is
I think it's
collectively
good.
for the beer scene is a good
I think
thing.
as a whole, it brings the whole industry up. Like the more connected everybody is.
Right. Yeah. And then stuff like this happens.
Definitely, exactly.
100%.
So Bent Iron, you brought Bent Iron beer. Let's talk about beer for a hot second.
Yeah.
It was beer podcast. You brought Hazy India Pale Ale Odessa.
Yeah, Odessa. That's their flagship beer. That was one of their first beers that they made. They're the first brewery in Hamilton, New Jersey, which is kind of right next to Trenton, New Jersey, where I'm from. And when they announced that they were opening, I got a bunch of DMs saying, "Oh, iron! They're iron in their name, cast iron, Kyle, Bent Iron. You got to collab with them." I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not partnering with Puritan's Pride Vitamins just because they make iron vitamins. We got to see if the beer's good first. You know what I mean? So we went out there right around their opening, and I did a flight, and just, I mean, it's
great. I mean, it's brewed with Cryo Simcoe, Cryo Amarillo, Cryo Citra. It's just citrus notes. I think it passed the citrus test.
It was everything I had from them was fantastic. And then I was like, all right, time for me to shoot my shot. I want to work with these guys. They're close by. The beer's really good. The dudes that own the place, it's like 3 dudes that I would definitely be boys with. Like, sometimes people that own breweries are not the people that you want to work with. Like, they want to be behind the scenes, and then they have their manager and the people they pay and the underlings that they direct.
Yeah.
But these guys are so hands-on. One of the owners is present at the bar, at the brewery, anytime that they are open. The guys are there. They're pulling cups off the table. They're talking to the food truck owners. They're, getting the band Gatorades and waters. And they were just so heavily involved in their own project. I just saw so much passion with these guys. I was like, I would really like to do something with them. Mm-hmm. So I asked them if I could help them do some social media videos and stuff, like pairing videos. I did a lot of cooking with that.
Do they have a kitchen there?
No, I did it.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's Jersey.
Yeah. Yeah, Jersey's a whole.
Like I said,
that's a whole. No, you're right.
I forgot.
Jersey's a big ass ache with everything. It's so much red tape. But the beer was good. I like to cook with stouts and porters and stuff, like doing pot roasts and stuff like that. And I did a couple recipes. I'm like, that's cool. Dude, this is good stuff. Like, good beer cooks real good too. Like, you can tell a shitty beer if you cook with it, and it's like, this is runny. It didn't thicken up.
Yeah.
And I thought about it. We were doing Philly Hot Sauce Festival in Boston and stuff at the time. I was like, this place where their property is so conducive to a festival because it's just so big and open. They have a big hops field right there where you could literally...
Oh, it's a farm brewery, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a farm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And they had a big... they used to have a field where you could just go pick wildflowers. At their 1-year anniversary party, they had buckets of sunflowers that they grew themselves to give to people. They were just... It was so positive for the community for these guys to come in, and they came in wide open. They were fucking... It was so awesome. And... we did what we called Hamilton Hops and Heat Festival there. It was like a trial run. We invited 6 or 8 vendors, hot sauce vendors, and it was a hit. It was so fun. We did charity giveaways and stuff like that. We do awards and tasting. It's just fun. It's just a good community. I feel the beer community pairs very well with the pepper community.
Ever since I got into craft beer, it's like everyone that I've worked with has always like, they make their own hot sauce or really into hot sauces. And honestly, like cast iron stuff too. You're not in. I guess you're helping them with craft beer, but like you're like.
I'm not helping them with beer. I don't know anything about beer. I'm helping them. I'm trying to help them sell it.
I know, but cast iron and hot sauces are like now. Like I'm sitting here, it's like it goes very well with craft beer.
Yeah. I'm not straying too far from the path.
Yeah, it's like very parallel industries.
Yeah,
that's cool. So the hot sauce stuff you do, to go back to that, you set up 3. There's 3 festivals.
Yeah, we do Saucetoberfest,
And the one in Pennsylvania, that's at
Neshaminy Creek.
Neshaminy Creek.
Yeah, great beer there. That was actually one of the first craft breweries I remember back in the day. I think they've been around 12 or 13 years.
Yeah.
Been around for a
Before
minute.
them, there was one of the first beers that I remember getting totally wrecked on was Yard's Brawler. That was like big craft beer at the time. That was like, damn, it was that and like Shipyard was like the two big ones that I was always trying to get my hands on. And Neshaminy Creek came in. It was close enough to drive and grab beer. They were making all kinds of cool stuff. It was beer I never had before. Like this beer 10 years ago, it's like, oh man, it tastes like a Christmas tree. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Now, deep into it, it's not. But they were so cool about doing a festival there because people go in and eat the hot sauce and the hot peppers. They get lit up. What are they going to do? They're going to go buy more beer. So I'm like, maybe we should do all of our festivals at breweries. So that turned into the one in Boston. We had it at Notch. It was a little building next to Notch, which was asses to elbows. So then we expanded to Harpoon Brewing.
Cool.
And then from Harpoon, we went to Trillium.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
So what goes into a hot sauce festival? Is it just who can eat the hottest thing, or is it?
No, see
How many
that.
vendors too? I'm like,
Oh yeah, like 20 to 30, depending on the room.
I like the flavor of hot sauce, but I have no.
You guys should come. We'll get you guys to come out.
I
check it
can't
out.
handle hot sauce. Like my body shuts
neither.
down and I
Me
have
neither.
diarrhea.
Dude,
Like,
that's
I
the thing.
It's like it's not a great sight, and I
No.
don't know if I would be able to even handle it.
Don't fear it. That if you're listening to this and you're considering going to a festival, go to it. I don't like the super hot stuff.
Okay.
People are like, "Oh, you could probably eat Reapers." I'm like, "Fuck no!"
It's not all just super spicy stuff.
No,
It's just
all culinary. 90% of these guys are chefs. Like, dudes that know how to cook, like Johnson and Wales chefs making hot sauce, and it's culinary based. You don't want to make a hot sauce that you just dump on something. They want to make a hot sauce that you can use in a marinade or like during the cooking process, like before, during, and after. Like you can incorporate it. You want them to use as much hot sauce as possible, so then they come buy another bottle.
Yeah.
But you don't do that with bad hot sauce. Good hot sauce runs out really quick. And we picked these different vendors and different people say, hey, we think it would fit good here. It would be good here. It just turned into this community of people that go up to Boston with us, and then they'll come to Philly with us, and the same vendors will do the Hamilton Hops and Heat thing and the Saucetoberfest. It's a really cool community because there's not really competition there.
yeah.
Everybody's doing a little bit of a different thing. When I went to my first hot sauce festival, I'm like, how the fuck is there 30 people selling the same thing? And they're all just hanging out, communal. Hey, can I borrow some tape? Yeah, I got an extra tablecloth if somebody needs. Like, there's no, oh, we can't put those guys next to each other. They'll beat each other up, or those guys can't be across. It was just such a communal nature to it. I'm like, this is easy. This will be fun. So what goes into it, what my responsibility is the social media part and reaching out to vendors to get them to come and then marketing the festivals and stuff like that. My partner, John, he's more of the logistics and the insurances and the paperwork and stuff, which I have no idea about, and he does. So it's a good pair because he's not necessarily the most savvy in social media guy, and I am learning that still. So pairing together, we want to do the best we can for these small businesses.
nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is there
super cool.
Is there like a king of the hot sauce regional area, or is it kind of all just goes back and forth?
The guy, White House Station, John was the first one. They've been doing it for over a decade. They were the ones I always saw at the street fairs. They had such a presence. They had such a seasonal presence too. They would do a blueberry sauce at the time of year when blueberries are in season.
Blueberry hot sauce.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah.
They would do like a peach hot sauce for the summer when peaches were in season. They had this like farmy seasonal aspect to them, and their stuff it stands out to me. It absolutely to the point where I wanted to get involved in the whole damn thing. So as far as King goes, I don't know if that would really play to anybody. I mean, there's a guy that breeds the peppers and has the world record for the hottest peppers, but that's not for everybody. You don't want to be the guy that goes to the festival and says, give me your hottest thing, because then you skip the whole line of the other stuff that they put their heart.
You also said the whole point is that yes, you're selling the same thing like craft beer. Like people are like, oh yeah, the best craft beer is like some like triple IPA, but like all right, you have one of those, then you go take a nap. Yeah. But if you drink if you have the hottest hot sauce, then you're done. The whole point of it is that you can enjoy it for a while. So
start at the beginning. If you're new to a hot sauce festival, try the least hottest and build yourself up. And it's totally a tolerance. It's just like alcohol.
You get it. You put it on a cracker, or
they have spoons. They have like eco spoons, or it's they either have these little small tasting spoons, or they have these little paper spoons that fold. It's eco spoon. And at the festivals, the tastings are free. That's part of what part of the experience. You can Some people do use chips, which is cool, but it's kind of hard to plan out how many chips are going to last for a festival. If you get a burst of people and all of a sudden you got no more chips and nobody's trying your stuff. So people just buy a big bucket of, the one-time use spoons and stuff like that. It's cool. I like seeing people that go up to the booths and say, what's your hottest hot sauce? You never want to be that guy, but it's fun to watch that guy because it's like, it'll light you up. There's some sauces.
Professional.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. You got anything that's like super Reaper or Trinidad Scorpion or something like that. I'm like, man, that rascal.
They're made like screamo bands.
Yeah, they are. Seriously, yeah. And the gimmicky hot sauces are always like, Devil's Foreskin or some dumb shit like that. These guys don't do that. They're the pride these people have in their small businesses. It's very cool to stand back. Every festival we have, I usually take a second. I stand back and I just look at everybody, all the people interacting and the tastings going on and the people smiling and having a good time. It's just such a community that I think everybody should experience because it's not about the hottest. It's about finding what your tolerance is and learning how to use that to just cook better food, which is my whole mission before the hot sauce started. So it just blended so well. It was a seamless transition for me.
Yeah, so I think a funny story on almost on the reverse side of things. Me and my friends for my birthday last year, we all did the Hot Ones challenge.
Oh my God!
But what I'm saying is, throughout that experience,
the bomb,
yeah, that one's terrible.
Dude.
That's actually the worst one. That was number 8 out of 10.
Think about the flavor of that. What would you put that on?
Oh, I don't know. You don't put it on anything.
A garbage can.
Yeah, you do it to say you did it.
You do. It's like the one chip thing.
Exactly.
You do it to say you did. We did that on the podcast. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Get this out of here.
Yeah,
that's not fun at all. I did that the day before we went on a vacation. We had to stop at every stupid grocery store in the Poconos. I was like, God damn, I'm never doing that again.
Oh, it's a whole experience. I mean,
you like some certain sauces in the middle?
That's the thing. That's where I'm getting to. Like at sauces number 4 through 6, I use now.
Exactly. See, that's what.
And I was like, I wouldn't have expected that.
Yep.
So it was really cool to actually see. It's like, okay, this is a queso sauce that I really enjoy with.
Yeah, and then you hold in your tolerances, and the vendors, they always have, least hot to hot.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you'll get a vendor that does it the other direction, which happened to me in Boston 2 years ago when we were at Harpoon. Harpoon was nice with giving us beer and hooking us up with stuff, and I had way too much beer. I didn't get sloshed or nothing like that, but I was just tasting so much from them because there's Harpoon's on distro down here, but a lot of the stuff that they make is very Boston centric. Like you can only get it within a certain vicinity, and if you're at the brewery, there's certain beers that you can't get. So I was trying everything, and I was it was towards the end of the second day, which is the day I kind of let loose. I'm not going to be drunk running around the festival because I got to be helping people. I got to be running the tasting and the eating challenges and stuff. But I went to this stand. It was Butterfly Bakery, one of the best hot sauce brands there is. And they had it the opposite direction. So, and they were not doing the tastings like, oh, here's our sauce. It was for you. It was like a self-tasting thing. And their labels are very clear. Labels were very clear that it was hot, but I didn't see it. And I just went in the same direction as everybody else because I tried to try every sauce at the festival for the vendors. I wanted to give them feedback. And I go home with 20, 30 sauces every festival. But man, I ate the hottest one right off the bat. And I was like, fuck. Like, I didn't know how to fix it. I'm like, the only way to fix it is to have more beer. So I'm like, all right, I'll go. They had a Harpoon had a blueberry beer or whatever the hell it was. I got that. I'm like, it's still fucking burning me up. But the flavor was so great. And I just remember I probably drank like 5 or 6 more beers. And I was just
to wash it down.
By the end of the festival, I was like, dude, this is bad. But it was such a good hot sauce. And if you plan for it and you put it in the right food, then it's okay. But if you just have a spoonful of fucking Carolina Reaper, dude, your day is you're done. Just go to bed.
What goes in those spicy hot sauces? Like, do they put certain ingredients in to like balance it out?
Oh yeah. So with White House Station, they do, like I said, the seasonal, the blueberry and strawberry and the peach and stuff like that. They'll use Carolina Reaper. You'll see Reaper on the label, but it's not a lot of Reaper. The Carolina Reaper is such a floral, vibrant pepper if you can isolate the flavor of the pepper minus the heat. Yeah. So if you think like a 55-gallon drum of sauce, maybe 10 or 12 Reapers in that is enough to kill the heat, but keep the flavor. So you have to find a good balance of, do I want this hot sauce to make people drink 6 fucking beers in a parking lot in Boston? Or do I want them to have the flavor of the pepper with a little bit of heat and focus on the seasonal ingredients?
Do you know, like, is the heat associated with flavor? If there's more heat, is there more flavor?
It can be. Yeah, that's a great question, because if you've had enough hot sauce and you've tried them a lot, like you guys are probably at the point where you can try beer and notice what hops are in it, right?
Yeah, and for hops, it's like the bitterness is like,
but you can differentiate.
Yeah, so a lot of hops is like the more oil it is, it's like the more bitter it is. But like they've changed it, so like now it's like there's more like alpha acids or beta acids, so it's like they can isolate it, so there's like more flavor versus bitterness.
Yep.
But like it generally, the more oil it is, the more bitter, but also the more flavor.
Well, like with the pepperheads, they have their favorites. There's guys that like ghost pepper forward sauces. There's guys that like Reapers, and there's guys that go to these festivals, like some of the big festivals, like New York City and stuff like that. These guys can eat the Reaper sauce like it's nothing, and they get past that heat, and then they can get into the flavor, because the pepper has a very unique flavor. The heat doesn't really add as much flavor as you think, but it adds to the whole experience.
The sensation of it.
Yes. There's guys, so like the guy that invented what would be Pepper X now is the Guinness World Record hot pepper, a guy named Ed Curry in North Carolina.
What a fitting last name.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Ed Super Hot Pepper would be the only thing more fitting. And I think it's been documented, and he's done videos where he was addicted to other things that were not peppers. And the only rush he got naturally was eating these super hot peppers. So just like any other addiction, you want to chase the dragon. You want to get the hotter and hotter and hotter. So he got into breeding peppers and making a hotter pepper, not knowing, I guess, that there's, a million people that are in the same boat saying, man, I'm chasing that high too. I want the next hot, because guys that can tolerate a Carolina Reaper or Trinidad Scorpion, which is, for a long time, that was the hottest pepper you could get. Those guys were like, what's next? What's next? What's next? And I think that experience of, I can have the hottest pepper associated with flavor. The flavors do pair with the peppers themselves. So if you get past the heat, you can find the flavors you like, if that explains it.
No, it does explain it. I think I just need to eat more peppers and just raise my tolerance.
I mean, raw peppers, you got to be careful. There's a pepper from Africa. It's I can't say the name. I'm not even going to try, but it translates to hound's tooth. It looks like a little white, like a dog's big tooth, like a tooth. That rascal will light you up. It's unbelievable. That little tiny bite of that, and you're just like, fuck, dude, I'm cooked. And you get a buzz from it. You get fucked up. Like, you could be like, because your body's literally sending signals that
something is
dying. Like, your body's like, we're dying. It's all hands on deck, pulling the switches and overtime and steam flying around. Your body thinks it's dying. So
Full adrenaline rush.
That's it. And that's what another thing people chase, which we incorporate into the festivals through eating challenges. There's a brand of hot sauce called Hell's Kitchen hot sauce. The guy, Ron, he was a chef. He is a chef. One of the masterminds of the hot sauce world. If you're ever at a festival and you see Hell's Kitchen, you have to try it. He has, the coolest flavor pairings you could ever think of. But he was so sick of people coming up to him saying, what's the hottest one you got? And completely bypassing his whole life's work of 15 other sauces that were not as hot as his hottest sauce. So he developed something called hipster repellent. And it is literally a 3-4 million Scoville isolated extraction, like an oil, like you literally with droppers use it. And we put it on marshmallows, and we call it the Marshmallows from Hell Challenge. And we have guys that come back year after year, like, like Hulk Hogan defending the belt. Like, he's like, I'm back, I'm trying again. Like, the same guys coming, and those are the guys that can tolerate the heat, and they're eating these marshmallows. I'm watching it just like, the first year we did it, I was like, is this fucking real? Like, these people understand what they're doing? Like, we have waivers and stuff, like insurance waivers and stuff like that.
They're just built different. They have like them genetics. They're
built different. Ain't even a word, man. You have to wear gloves and like when you're you smell it, you're getting that like overdying sensation. Jeez. So there's a little bit of something for everybody. We do a wing challenge. We do a spiked pizza challenge. There's a company called DEFCON that makes really good shelf-stable wing sauce, which is kind of hard to do because good wing sauce has dairy in it, like butter and all that, and they figured out how to do that. But they also did a lot of food festivals back in the day before the hot sauce world was huge. They did, food festivals, and people say, what's the hottest thing you got? So they developed a super hot seasoning called contaminated soil. So they put that on pizza, and we do a spiked pizza challenge at the festivals. So there's something for everybody. You can be completely culinary minded. Like I've had friends that are, chefs in major kitchens come to these festivals and they go home with 10, 12 sauces. They're like, this is like, I got to get this in my restaurant.
Yeah.
And that's the cool part. There's something for everyone. We had a balloon guy come this year. He's from Philly. He's actually a really great guy.
What's his name?
Amir.
Yeah.
You know Amir?
I haven't met him yet, but
Amir Faraj?
Yeah.
Bro, that guy, he can make anything out of a balloon. And
How many peppers did he make?
dude, people with pepper hats, pepper belts, and pepper this, pepper that. We incorporated him because we wanted people to bring their kids. We don't want your kids trying Carolina Reaper sauce, but they, something for the kids. And like, the company I work for supplied Frisbees and balloons and pens and backstrap. There's just so much for everybody at these festivals. It's a great experience. And I'd love for you guys to come check it out. I would love for you to visit for Saucetoberfest. It'd be really cool.
It sounds like such a fun time.
It's a great time. And we try to do it, like I said, we try to do it at breweries, but this time we're actually doing it at a farm that specializes in hot peppers, like rare hot peppers. And it's going to be cool. It's going to be a good time.
That's awesome.
Yep. You could get info for that at njsauce.com. On the menu, just click Saucetoberfest, and there's tickets and info and everything there. It's at Cross Country Nurseries, chiliplants.com. Great people, very supportive of the pepper community. Really, there's a lot of farmers associated with this. And
Totally.
Who better to kick it with and, get hammered on the farm with than farmers.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I used to work at Flying Dog, and they used to make pepper IPAs with like different hot peppers.
Yes, they did. What was that called? I remember that.
Heat something.
Yeah.
But whatever, they made a Carolina Reaper one time, and it sold really, really well because
hot pepper beers are fly off the shelves.
Yeah,
It's crazy. It is crazy.
But when we would have to wear like PPE.
You have to, of course.
And we would only pour like a little bit in the whirlpool.
Yep.
But I remember like standing like 3 or 4 feet away from this dude that was like wearing mask and goggles, and he cut it open. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, and you feel like you're passing out. Yeah, it's like ether. You just ether yourself like acetone.
Yeah.
I did a beer with you guys familiar with Troon? Troon Brewing in Jersey?
Yeah.
Alex, he's a cast iron customer. He's got some skillets from me. He's a really great guy. And I used to live in Hopewell where Troon was. So at the time the way he does his business is really cool. It's really unique. He's like, hey, I got 200 cans, 2 a piece, whoever, first come, first serve. I lived a mile down the road, so I'd always catch the releases. And it's when I first got into growing peppers, I, shot my shot and said, hey, man, I got some hot peppers, an abundance of them if you want to do a beer together. I don't need any money or anything, but I would love to try a hot pepper beer because I never had one before.
Yeah.
And he made, I forget the name of it, but it was a coconut porter with ghost peppers in it, and it sold out like it was amazing. It was
chocolate and hot peppers go really well together.
Very
we
well.
go down to Mexico, it's like a lot of stuff. It's like mole and like everything else is like chocolate and pepper go. It's like they kind of calm each other down a little bit.
Dude, mole, like real mole, if you make it the way you're supposed to, that like maxes out like an Instacart order. Like that's like 15, 20 different things. You ever look at how to make? I wanted to make it one time. I looked down, I'm like, fuck that.
I think
I'm
the rule for like traditional mole is like you have to have like 20, I forget the number, like 27 ingredients.
Yeah, it's great. And it takes like half a day. You need to like use a half a PTO day just to fucking finish the recipe. It's like, no way. There's people that make it and you can buy it, but you always want to try and make it yourself.
Definitely. Yeah. I made it was a spicy margarita sour one time.
Okay.
It just had jalapenos in it, but it was really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it had a little bit of spice, but it was more like the flavor of the pepper.
I think jalapeno is the most conducive to brewing. In my opinion, if there's a brewery that wants to make a hot pepper beer, I think jalapenos, like anything in that green varietal, like
and it tasted
Serrano,
you
Poblano.
tasted the green peppers in it. Of course. It was like it was less about the heat. And it was more about just like you wanted to like get a little bit of sensation when you're drinking it, but like you're drinking 16 ounces of it. You don't want to drink something that's that spicy. So,
right. Yeah, I think it pairs really good. Like, I mean, obviously with a margarita, jalapeno pairs a no-brainer. But I think with a beer, that is a heat tolerance that can fall in a lot of people's wheelhouses. I think you go step up and you get into Ghost and stuff, you're kind of... It's like in our podcast where like if we talk about anything political, we're going to eliminate half of our audience immediately. So if you go that hot, you're literally cutting off a whole level of clientele that you could bring in with a jalapeno. So that's just what I think.
No, I agree. Just everyone likes it. Just go with something easy. It has a little bit of spice, a little bit different, but
My buddy, one of my best friends, he'll go to Iron Hill specifically. They sell a jalapeno beer that he
Yes, I do. Yes, I
dies
do.
for. He loves it.
Iron Hill's great, man. We just went to one in media. That's a good place.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just like really good brew pub.
Yep. It's classic.
Yep.
Good spot. They got the coloring stuff for the kids and like they're full blown. You could take the whole family there. I like a good brew pub where you could take everybody, you know.
have you ever thought about doing like a restaurant? I mean, you're the cooking guy. Like, it seems like you're kind of like the auxiliary version of, like, you're kind of involved with everything. But like,
Yeah.
would you ever take the full step into doing something?
I want to do a food truck, but the New Jersey thing, like I need a financier for a food truck. Where if I was in upstate New York or you know, out in PA or something like that, it would be easier. I mean, closer, if you're in the cities, there's a lot of food regulation stuff because it's just so tight.
Yeah.
So many people close together. I think a food truck, I thought about it before. I wanted to do a cast iron pizza truck because I have some big, huge cast iron pizzas.
You can make cast iron pizza.
Oh, it's the best, man. It's the best way to make it.
Oh, that sells itself already.
I know.
Like, yeah,
I've had people that said that they would invest and do it. It's still something on the back burner, but I have so many. You know when you first started drinking when you were like, you know, 20, 21 or 21, sorry. When you're 21 and you get hammered with your boys like, we should start a business. It's like, you know, that's me 24/7 not drinking. I'm always thinking of something fun to do.
I accidentally followed through with that, and
Yeah, right. And I love my day job. I love what I do for a living, and I don't ever plan on leaving that. But I always want to think of the cool little side projects and something that I could build and have somebody else run for me. And I think cast iron pizzas would be. I'm a big food truck fan because they're all different, just like the craft beer, just like the Pokemon cards, just like beer. Like there's such a variety of them. I try to try as many as I can. There's a parking lot near my house. One of the thrift stores I go to, they alternate food trucks every day. They have 2 or 3
at the thrift store.
at the parking lot of the thrift store. It's just a shopping center that the thrift store's in. And if it's a food truck I haven't had before, like I'll stop on my way home from work and just try something just to see what it's like. I think it's cool to have a restaurant on wheels. You can put it wherever the hell you want.
Yeah.
I mean, it's intriguing to me, but I need a pretty big oven because I got some big, I would do personal pizzas. What I wanted to do was get a skillet manufacturer to make me skillets at a cheap enough price point where you buy the skillet and the pizza, you take the skillet home, and
that'd be so cool.
Make your own pizza, like almost have like the ingredients on the bottom of the skillet or something like that. But that's just feasible to nobody. So, but I think a cast iron pizza truck would kind of be as far as I would go with a restaurant. I think that would be fun.
How does it work? I mean, you restore cast iron, and then what? Do you sell them online, or do you have to?
Yep. I like I said, I offered them to chefs, and a lot of guys that run restaurants buy them. They cook a lot of steaks and a lot of chops and stuff in them. A lot of really high end restaurants have bought from me and continue to buy from me. I'm very very lucky. I don't really talk about it a lot, but the biggest moment of that social media game was the Gordon Ramsay follow. Like I never thought that was coming.
Oh, really?
Organic. Well, I was taking a walk when I lived in Bordentown, and my buddy called me. He's like, dude, are you sitting down? I'm like, no, what happened? I felt like one of my parents died or something. I was like, what are you doing? Cut to the chase. What the fuck are you talking about? He's like, me and my wife were looking at your Instagram. It looks like Gordon Ramsay's following you. I'm like, shut up. I'm like, no way. And I looked, and it was legit. So I was like, all right. Because I was on the fence about continuing with it because I'm always trying to think of the next new thing, next thing. And it was before the social media even got big. I probably only had 10,000 followers at the time. And from to find it organically, that was my one little signal to push, to go a little further and to go a little
Well, you are the cast iron guy. You probably know other people doing cast iron stuff. But I can't name. Yeah, I can't name anybody else that's doing it. And you're like kind of pushing it the hardest. And like, if anyone's looking for cast iron information, you go to you. I guess. Yeah, I don't gatekeep anything. If you send me, I get so many pictures of DMs saying, what did I do wrong? Or what is this worth? Should I cook in this? Should I cook in that? What's the worst that you've seen? And you're just like, face palm. It's just like,
dude. And it's so cliche. It's so cliche. But like, holy fuck, my wife put this in the dishwasher. What do? I'm like, divorce your wife, take the skillet out, and then here's what I was just kidding. But I get a lot of my spouse ruined my skillet. Or I was away for the weekend, my wife cooked on the grill, left it on the grill, and it's just a rusty mess. And people think that just because it gets rusty, it's junk. It's not. Rust is just oxidization with...
That's the whole point of that. It's like resilient, right? That it can like last, and it's like long term.
It's fine. All you do, if you get rust, it's just a vinegar bath. A gallon of vinegar, a gallon of water, put it in a tub, wait for the bubbles to stop and rub it off and get going. It's easy. It's so easy. There's so many guys that sell... I'm not bad-mouthing anybody, but what I saw, the gap in this whole market of cast iron, there was guys selling products like restoration products and super special scrubbers and different compounds and all this stuff. I'm like, you don't need that. Save your money for better ingredients. You don't need the compound you need is fucking avocado oil or lard or tallow. Use an animal fat. And the scrubber you need, you can buy at the fucking grocery store, like a scuff pad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to make it simple for people because people get turned off very easily. Everyone's overworked. Everybody's busy. All they need is, 15 steps to, restore a skillet, and they're out of the game. I wanted to make it easy for people and understand, like, don't overthink it. And I think that's what kind of made it stand out because I didn't have any product to sell. I just wanted the skillet itself to be the product, not the scrubber that's in the shape of Texas or like, some seed oil compound that you don't want to give your kids. You know what I mean? I think that is what I wanted to definitely differentiate myself from, which, I mean, it might have helped me stand out. I don't know. But I love it when somebody says, I did what you said and it worked, and now I can cook real good for myself.
So if you get a brand new cast iron, how are you treating it?
Brand new cast iron?
A brand new or old, or like how do you season it, or like how are you treating like a new skillet that you get?
It depends. There's like 7 or 8 brands that are doing cast iron still, like right now making it, and there's a small brand in South Carolina called Smithy, and because I have a machining background. When I was first starting off in cast iron, I had every brand that was making cast iron. They sent me one, and I did like a evaluation, and I cooked a different meal in each skillet and gave my feedback. And this brand was machining their skillets so tightly and nice. It was so super smooth. You didn't have to do anything. Right out of the box, you could just cook on it.
Wow.
So it depends on the brand. Usually the cheaper the skillet, the more work you're going to have to put into it to get it to season and to cook and be nonstick. They call it the egg test. You crack an egg in a skillet, and if it can move around without you touching it with a spatula, that means it's perfectly seasoned. And I found that brand Smithy that I tested out was the one that took the least amount of effort for people to get into cast iron.
Cool.
So if you're watching, check them out. They're great. They're good company, good guys, metalworking guys. Just like, hey, let's make skillets. Cool. We did it good. Now they work. Yeah. So it's fun. It's good.
So, do you have like a blend of like oils that you put on it, or like tallow? Like, do you have a specific thing that you're doing? Or is it kind of like every skillet that you have is different? And then, or do you have like 1,000 skillets at your house? That
I have inventory of skillets in my shop. I do, but in my kitchen, I only have maybe a dozen skillets, and they're just all different sizes. None of the super rare. If I can get, like I said, a lot of money for a skillet, I'm not cooking it because every time I'm cooking, I'm like, fuck, don't break this. Don't fuck this up, No, I don't have a ton. My collection it's my great-grandmother's skillet from 1916 is the one I use the most.
Cool.
And that was the one thing, like when my grandmother passed away, I don't want anything. I just wanted that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what I want.
Like every single time you eat, you kind of...
I don't cook every meal in it, but if it's like a special meal, like when football season comes, I try to cook something cool. I put out on the Traeger or the Big Green Egg or something like that, like a queso or like a smoked dip or something like that. And I use that skillet specifically.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot for me to add one to my collection. But the blend of oils that I like to use is I will go to the butcher and buy bacon or pork belly scraps, and I will render the fat. And I'll buy like 5 pounds of it at once, and I'll put it in a big Dutch oven and put it on low and render the hell out of it. Filter it out, and I just use bacon fat to cook just about everything. And I felt like since I did that, since I eliminated canola oil and vegetable oil and flaxseed oil and all that stuff, you actually notice a huge difference. Like you feel better. Your body can get energy from animal fats. You can't get it from seed oils. It's just a two.
Yeah, I've had some friends switch over and they say the same thing.
Yeah,
they swear by it.
Well, I mean, when the American Cancer Society says that too, it's like, okay, all right, cool, we'll give it a try.
Yeah,
So I find that bacon fat is just about the best thing you can use, followed by tallow. There's a great company. I don't make any money from this, but these guys, Fatworks, it's called. They specialize in animal fats, duck fat, tallow, lard. There's 2 different kinds of lards. I have no idea what the difference is. One's an outside fat, one's an inside fat, which is cool, but they have all different kinds of, they have wild boar fat, and they have all these natural animal fats. And because of people understanding the difference between animal fats and seed oils, they're now in Costco. And I remember when these guys were like, 3 or 4 products on a website, like, hey man, can you talk about this for us?
Yeah.
It's cool to see that happen, but I make my own lard from bacon. So that's usually what I do. I tell people, if you buy a new skillet, cook a pound of bacon in it, you're way ahead of the game.
Just make bacon.
That's it. Right? If you're vegan, avocado oil is the best because that has the highest smoke point. That'll cook better than any other oil you can use.
Cool. Makes sense. You have anything else?
No, man. This
So
is cool.
you have some hot sauce festivals you're pushing?
Yeah, if I could pull it.
Yeah, let's pull it.
Yeah. Be professional, grab my phone off the floor. I want to give the proper date. So we're doing Saucetoberfest, Cross Country Nurseries. That's 199 Kingwood Locktown Road, Stockton, New Jersey. Saturday and Sunday, September 27th and 28th, 11 to 6, 11 to 5 on Sunday. You can get your tickets at njsauce.com or chiliplants.com for Cross Country Nurseries. It's White House Station, Cross Country Nurseries, and myself. I'm going to be selling water. I'm going to have a big water tent there for everybody, make sure everybody's hydrated. That's a big thing with it, too. If you're hydrated properly, the peppers is a different experience.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. I would love to invite you guys to come out, comp you guys, you can do whatever you want, and come out and have, carte blanche, do it, check out whatever you want. Maybe do some mobile content if you guys are into that. Maybe come back and do a hot sauce episode of your experience. I would love to see what you guys think because you have that palate from
Definitely.
beers. I think you guys would fit in great. I think you'd love it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. It seems so cool.
Yeah.
It seems really
Let's
cool.
do it.
I appreciate you guys having me here. This is such a great studio. It was so easy to get to. Like I'm trying to branch out and do a little more in the cities. And
No, like I say, the cast iron hot sauce goes so well with craft beer. It's just like
totally.
It pairs very perfectly. So
yeah, I appreciate the opportunity, guys. It was really nice. Thank you.
No, thanks for making it out.
All right.
cool. Sweet. Awesome. And then you can catch us at BrewedAt, at the BrewedAt podcast. Subscribe on YouTube and
Spotify,
comment,
interact,
all that other stuff. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Take care.
Sweet.